I'm going to go now to the presentation. So the presentation is going to be a mixture of demos. And I've structured it into two parts. So the first part is going to be largely about AI works. And then the second part is going to be how it works. So here's some quotes. In the last 2 years that ChatGPT has been around the world, these are the kinds of things that we still get in financial services. Okay, so I met a company about a month ago. They said they call it GPT-4. GPT-4 is still banned in our company, so they're still concerned about the fact that it can hallucinate. They're still concerned about the fact that they have no control over it. They don't trust that the data is not going to be used for training the model. The one in the middle that says only 5% of employees use GPT-4 daily. That quote, actually, I can tell you who that quote comes from. They're not going to be very upset. They're my shareholder. So that actually comes from SoftBank. And this is an interesting stat because the CTO over dinner, this was in July, he was so passionate about the stat that he pulls out the laptop and starts showing it to me right there and then. And it was in Japan, Tokyo, and everybody looked really weird at him. He was like, well, why are you pulling out the laptop middle of the dinner? And on the laptop, he had all the stats for different departments on the usage of GPT-4. And you could see that almost nobody is using it in the company. Now, this is SoftBank, where Masa has made it a top priority for the entire company to use artificial intelligence. That's the kind of adoption that they're getting at the moment. Now, the other problems that you're seeing is the hallucinations. So that continues to be the problem. Lots of people think that AI is a hype. So there's a bunch of stuff there that's a lot of negativity there that we get to hear on a daily basis. There is a lot of positivity there as well. So there's a lot of people that are very keen on artificial intelligence. And Kim at Bank of Montreal, so thank you very much for coming here and introducing us, but also for being a great partner and believing in artificial intelligence, because the kind of quality that you can get in older generation is almost impossible with legacy approaches, be it random sample or be it keywords. Now, the point that I want to really make here is that what you're seeing in artificial intelligence this time is genuinely different. And to put this in perspective, just think about time scale, okay? So for 40 years, we've been building up to this moment, and in 5 years, we just leaped. So it was almost like a nuclear winter in artificial intelligence up until 2017. And in 2017, it was Google, actually, who invented this new architecture of models, and they published a paper called "Attention is All You Need." And that paper is essentially the foundational piece to how we are today with the large language models. So that paper explains the architecture, and then obviously everybody copied, thus OpenAI's ChatGPT that was introduced in 2022. So in 5 years, we went from primitive to sophisticated intelligence. Only 5 years. It's a very, very short period of time. And when you think about what AI could do for the world, you need to start now thinking about artificial intelligence plus something. So think about it as artificial intelligence and fusion, artificial intelligence and agriculture, and the implications that it will create. And I'm not talking about it creating those kind of unlimited food supply tomorrow, but it would definitely have an impact on the way we produce food, on the way we produce energy. It's going to have massive impact on supply chains, and this is already starting. It's happening now. Now, you may not believe me, but here's an interesting one. This made headlines everywhere. So physics, the Nobel Prize in physics actually went to computer scientists. This is odd. So on the picture there is Mr. Hinton, Jeff Hinton. So he is the godfather of artificial intelligence. So he's one of the first people who invented deep neural networks and the modeling technique behind it. And it's a big deal to get a Nobel Prize in physics, but you're actually a computer scientist and you have nothing to do with physics. It doesn't stop there. The Nobel Prize in chemistry actually went also to a bunch of computer scientists. And the one in the middle is actually Demis Hassabis. So he runs Google's DeepMind lab. And what they did was they used the same architecture for large language models. It's slightly different, but it's essentially the same principle, to try and predict the 3D structure of proteins. And we're getting really, really good at it. Now, why is this important, you want to ask? Well, if we are able to crack how the proteins fold, the 3D structure of the proteins, you're going to be able to explain how proteins work with inside the human body and how they interact with the other proteins and molecules inside the body. What that means is that, let's say 20 years from now, you're going to be able to change the life expectancy to be 1,000 years old in humans. So if you live 1,000 years old, what would you do differently? How many kids would you have? Let's say you have 2 kids. Well, if you live to be 1,000 years old, your kids are going to be, let's say, 970 years old. If they're going to have at least 1 grandkid each, by the time everyone is done, you're not going to remember the names of anybody in your family. You're probably going to be well into thousands of people in your family. So it has massive, massive implications on society, and this is the recognition of the fact that what they're doing is fundamental to us as human beings and to chemistry as a field, as a scientific field. But again, this was actually computer science getting an award in physics. This was computer science getting an award in chemistry. And it doesn't stop in chemistry and physics. So this is a paper that analyzed where artificial intelligence is actually being employed for scientific research. So they quantified this and they said, well, across all of the different domains, you're seeing almost a vertical takeoff. Be it art, be it biology, be it business, be it education, everybody is trying to integrate artificial intelligence into their scientific methods, into the way they do things. So it's not just skin deep where they go into ChatGPT and they put a couple of prompts. So they're really trying to integrate artificial intelligence into what they do on a daily basis. And this is the aggregate. And you can see that from 1985 to 2020, but really there is a vertical takeoff right now. So if you're a bank or a hedge fund or a financial institution and you're in the skeptical camp, it's time to get on board because everybody else is doing this. Pretty much every scientific field is seeing this type of uptake in artificial intelligence. So where is the secret sauce? Well, the secret sauce is in the design of these models.